Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone, and shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. and today's lesson, I want to go into a bit on more so people. There are going to be evils set up to exact vengeance, exact judgment on people in general, not just Israel, but be it Babylon, Esau, Ham, whatever, whoever. All right, so I don't know how I'm going to title this video, but for the most part, that's basically what we're going to be talking about. YAHAWAH sets up certain vengeance to punish and judge people in general. All right, people in general. So the first things first. All right, let's get into this. Judges chapter 3 verse 12. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel because they had done evil in the sight of the Lord. So over here in our very first example, we have the fact that the children of Israel had done evil in the sight of YAHAWAH, and as a result, the Lord strengthened Eglon. Okay, now the thing we need to remember is Israel. They were known for, or as in the scriptures, it showed many times that Israel won wars. Not of their own, well, yes, of their own quote-unquote power, but the secret or the truth behind the power of Israel is the fact that we are only strong, we only have access to our, I guess, full potential, if you wanna call it that, when YAHAWAH is, has us favored in. Is favoring us and is on our side, or when we are on his side, when we are on his good side, when we please him, when we follow after his word. That's those are the only times when we are able to fully maximize our capabilities. All right, that's when we make the Lord makes miracle happens on our behalf for us to be able to overcome and overtake our enemies. All right, that's why we got just roughly paraphrasing a few examples. All right, is when we got out of Egypt. All right, the Lord split the sea for us to escape, and then wiped the Egyptians out, and then in addition to that, the other instance where the Lord sent giant boulders, to kill our enemies when we were routing our enemies. All right, so this is just a quick few examples, but like it's showing. It goes to show that the Lord is giving power not just to us but to other people, as we see over here. Okay, because the Lord controls all things. Okay, yes, I will say, for example, in this scripture right here, Moab, the king, the Moabites, they have their own gods. All right, they follow after their own gods. They don't follow after YAHAWAH, but still, in order to, I guess, prove a point as well as judge the Israelites, the Lord put strength in the king of Moab as well as the Moabites in order to be able to beat us while making us lose strength. So the Lord put a spirit on the Moabites in order to actually be able to beat us. Right? Let me get this. Sirach chapter 39 verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they poured out their force and appeased the wrath of him that made them. All right, let me go more. Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine. All these were created for vengeance, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. So you see all these other things like fire, hail, famine, death, okay? Teeth of wild beasts, so like bears and whatnot, and we're going to actually get into that, funnily enough. Scorpions, serpents, and then the sword. All right, so the sword. This is an example of that. Judges 3:12. The Lord put the spirit on Eglon, the king of the Moabites, as well as, I guess, the Moabites, so for lack of or a better phrase, whatever. And they were, not only were they had the morale boost, they had the confidence and whatnot, but they had the power to do so. And it was I want to say a temporary power boost, so to speak. I guess in more so speaking in, like, I don't know, proper terms that I can actually use. All right, in the most simplest terms, making it pretty understandable that the general idea of quote unquote power is YAHAWASHI, Israel's power. All right, but the Lord, let me get this as well. Psalm 17 verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him not, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So when the Lord seeks to punish someone, all right, he has his sword. He uses his sword, which is, it could be, all these things that was listed over here. But in addition to that, we have to remember the sword. Okay, the sword being, what's a modern day sword? A literal sword or a gun can't kill anyone by itself, so it needs someone using them, and that translates to these other nations going around and conquering other nations and whatnot. So this would be an example of that. So the Lord put the spirit on the Moabites in order to go and take down Israel. All right. In addition to that, all right, we also have, because I did say this was going to be a general thing, not just about Israel. Israel was given power in order to conquer a bunch of other nations, as we read in I want to say, not Deuteronomy, what was it called? Exodus, and I believe Leviticus as well. All right, and then on top of that, you also have the modern day wars that's going to happen. Not modern day, but the wars that are going to happen. YAHAWASHI is going to put the spirit on, these other nations that have been joining arm in arm against Babylon, against America. All right, so like Russia, North Korea, and I want to say China as well. I forgot all the different countries that are currently allied, that are not part of the United Nations. All right, but yeah, those I'm pretty sure I did hear about Russia and China getting along and stuff like that. But regardless, these are some of the examples. So YAHAWASHI is going to, set up other nations in order to take down Babylon. All right, and this all needs to happen, and we rejoice when we hear good news and stuff like that. And another country, threatening America, because we know that this needs to happen. All right, as scriptures say, let me get that. Matthew chapter 24, verse Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right. So wars and rumors of wars. So there's war. There's a war. Actually, I have not heard much about what was going on with Russia and Ukraine. I'm pretty sure that it's still going. But there's also rumors of wars. People are saying, oh, World War III is about to start. Oh, America versus Russia, America versus China and Russia, America versus this, that, and the third. There's a bunch of information that is going on. Let me actually check. So yeah, number one, Russia's war with Ukraine is still going. What else? That was one of the most Googled questions. Like, you have no, there has to be something going on in order for us to, in order for Slakia. The main point of the matter is that, China might, oh well, over here you can see people saying America might lose. And the thing is, they are now getting scared, okay, because number one, we're drawing close to the end, all right, and the fact that they have the power to do so, China or another country, because America has always been the number one strongest country, in recent times, until now, where it's starting to seem that there are other countries that are starting to gain power, gain some, I guess, nuclear power and whatnot. All right. Anyway, yeah, that's it for that, honestly. But yeah. So as this is the Lord, in the same, ironically, hey, wow, that's crazy, Moab. Anyway, not ironically, but that the funny thing is how, we see all this build up, all this, preparation, all this talk, okay, and the wicked being the most powerful, they're about to be put on their ass, okay, because of all the wickedness that they've been pushing out. And in all honesty, I believe so the whole African country, or the Hamitic country, continent, all right, the Hamitic America, they do not mess with this whole LGBT alphabet stuff, all right. I also believe China was saying that they don't fuck with alphabet stuff, and I don't really know about Russia, so I'm not even gonna say about that. But there are countries that are saying that they don't mess with all the stuff. And as a matter of fact, it was which country was it? Yeah, over here. So Niger is fighting against France. I definitely heard this not too long ago. But yeah, like it's like this became a proper lesson, because I did want to go into the general idea of it. Like, well, I do believe Niger is an Israelite country. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but it just goes to show like how it things can flip upside down. Like the power can transfer very easily, not because of what someone is capable of, but because the Lord instills strength in certain people in order to get victory over another. All right. Second Kings chapter 2 verse 24, and he turned back and looked on. Let me actually get the thing context. 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 23, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. And he turned back and looked on them, and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and took and tare 42 children of them. So another thing, I want to get into, the reason why I brought this up was because, at the end of the day, the Lord has power, has the power to instill, power into, the Lord has the power to put, Slakia, the Lord has the power, the Lord chooses where the power, so to speak, Slakia for saying power so much, all right, to, cast judgment on said people, all right. And one of the things that we need to remember is the power in being on the right side of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, okay, because if we are obviously on the wrong side, as these children were, okay, then we're going to be destroyed, all right. This is the reason why I'm bringing this up, is because I really need to make it very much so known that we as prophets, we do have the power, quote unquote, to not only send curses to people, but also to if we are worthy of it, to ask the Lord for mercy on us. All right, we need to remember that it is a very big responsibility that we need to not be as that slothful servant that did not go out and do the work, that did not go and do the will of his master. We need to be doing the will of our master in order to be a fruitful servant. Okay, not be sluggard, whatever. All right, and how this fits is, it's again more so the spirit put on someone to judge someone. And the funny thing is, okay, because I honestly have, I want to say, what's the word, experiences with this, where just there have been people that get in my way and stuff like that, and as a result, like it's kind of like the whole wrong place at the wrong time. Like someone could be a non-Israelite, a heathen, whatever, and they could be wicked, but because, let me get that as a matter of fact before I get in it. Matthew chapter 18 verse 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. The thing is, someone can be wicked, all right? Someone is, let's say, there's a random Edomite that's super wicked, okay? They're doing a bunch of wickedness to random people. But then that one person that they do wickedness to, it is, someone that's in the streets, a diligent prophet that's been, doing the work so diligently and whatever. And then that is when, they basically just like they fucked up worse than all the wickedness that they've been doing to other people, to not people that weren't in this truth, that were heathens or whatever. Yeah, they're gonna get punished for that, sure, but now they basically magnified and multiplied the punishment that they're going to do, as that's going to fall upon them because they now did it to one of the servants of YAHAWASHI, one of the prophets of YAHAWASHI. All right, and this is Slakia. I do believe that it is funny because it does make you have to think, not necessarily you, but it should make them think that, you know what, let me look out at who I'm messing with. All right, and the funny thing is that is something that people do think. They do try to watch who they mess with, but at the same time there are these foolish people, okay, a fool that just does not care and will do a bunch of stuff, and that is something that's taught even in what's it called, Babylonian society. They tell you, hey, you better stop what you're doing, because if you mess with the wrong person, okay, that's what they say, if you mess with the wrong person, then you're going to regret it, okay. And a lot of I want to say a lot of times the person that they have in mind is, if someone did something or angered a big strong black man, quote unquote, so-called big strong black man, then okay, well then they're gonna beat you up. But in actuality, the true danger, all right, is if someone was messing with prophets, someone that was a brother that was out on the highways and hedges, or just someone or a brother that wasn't on the highways and hedges, going to work, going to the store or going wherever. Okay, they were just caught them out in public, and then they decided to bother them. So then now they offended that brother, and that brother, okay, being in his right mind, not seeking revenge on himself, they called upon the Lord and asked the Lord to judge them. Okay, and then what? Then you got, say for example, two bears comes out of nowhere and then just starts mauling you. Like you have these stories of stuff happening to people, okay, like stuff that just seem like it's just, how did that even happen? Like it doesn't make any sense, okay. And again, going back into, where is it, Sirach chapter 39, okay, verse 28, there are spirits that are created for vengeance, and it could be literally anything that happens to them. It doesn't have to be just a random bear, or just a random animal attack, or whatever. It could be a fire, hail, famine, whatever. Something will happen to them, okay, for messing with the children of Yahawadah, with Yahweh. All right, the children of Yahawadah, Slakia. All right, like this is why, like, you just need to really like take a step. Number one, they need to take a step back, because I would hope that none of my people, none of the people that are in this truth are actually going around, trying to make an enemy of anyone. All right, but that's just some kind of a comfort. This basically was brought up as a comfort, because as believers in Yahawadah, we power, but that power is further magnified if we are diligent servants and we are following after every word. Let me get that, as a matter of fact. Matthew chapter 4 verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh. Okay, so if we are following after every word, if we're trying our best to be righteous in the eyes of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, then of course, then there's going to be a bit of favor, all right, a favor on us, in comparison to others, all right. And by others, I mean the 2/3, and I guess by extension, heathens, all right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I hope it was also a bit of a reminder of power, of our power. Okay, like and that's something that I really needed to. It's lucky, not needed to, but I've been trying in my life personally, because normally, okay, but I guess primarily when I was not in this truth, I would think, fair is fair. If someone hits me, I have to hit them back. If someone does something to me, I have to do the same thing back to them. Be fair, be equivalent, and all the stuff. But in actuality, that's not really the case. Yes, if someone's attacking you, you do need to you are well in your right to defend yourself, and if need be, definitely defend yourself. Okay, but in certain things, if someone just does one quick thing to mess with you or whatever, then as long as you're not in any danger, quote unquote, let it slide. But in actuality, curse them. All right, just send curses upon them and have the Lord handle them. All right, let me get that, as a matter of fact, before I end it off. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 22. Say not thou art recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee. And on top of that, Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So if the Lord says that we are if the Lord says that we are his little ones, all right, and if whoever that's going to offend his little ones is going to be like, if it would be better that they get a rock, a heavy rock tied around their neck and then dumped into the sea, where they are basically dragged down to be drowned, all right, to have happen to them. And also, drowning is not a good way to go. I will tell you that. All right, I almost drowned, I think, like once or twice before. The YAHAWAH, I made it. I'm alive today. But that's basically the thing. The thing is, let the preservation of the vengeance, because everything has to be paid back. Okay, so preserve that vengeance, preserve that wickedness that was done unto you, preserve the slot of getting revenge for Yahawadah and Yahawashi to take revenge for you on your behalf, and the Lord will make it way worse than anything that you could ever do. All right, that's a beautiful thing to kind of acknowledge and to understand. All right. So with that, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, DTA Abad Mabal, and Shalom.